Data validation in Excel is a powerful feature, but it has one annoying limitation. It doesn't automatically expand when your source data changes. In this video, let me share two simple techniques using which we can automatically expand Excel's data validation. Let's go. So here I have got a scenario where I am building a project tracker. You can see that we are doing different projects and they're assigned to different people. My boss wants me to set up a summary area like this where she can pick a project, for example, mobile app, and it should show how many tasks are in that project, 3 tasks, and who the members are. I've written the formulas, but I have a problem. This cell, she can type anything. So she could say e-commerce. Notice that we don't have such a project and I'm going to get some errors. So this is where data validation is helpful. So my initial instinct is select the cell C3 and go to the data and click on data validation. And instead of any value, I'm going to restrict this to a list of values, and the list points to the projects that I have in my data. So right now it is limiting D11 to D17. Make a note of this address. We will talk about this in a minute. When I click OK, now I have got a data validation and I can select any of the 3 projects. I'm not allowed to type e-commerce here because whenever I try that, I will get a warning message. This is all right, but as with any real world situations, we will have new projects coming up. So let's say there is a task T008 in a new project called e-commerce. That is assigned to myself. I'm not going to fill up other details. Now notice that I do have a new project, but my data validation is out of date. It is only showing these 3 projects and not the 4th one. So this is where we want an auto-expanding data validation. There are 2 ways to do this in Excel. If you have data in a regular range like this, what you want to do is you want to select the range where your projects would go. In this case, my projects are going to go in the column D of the data. As our validation list is going to go into column D here, what I will do is I'm going to set up a dynamic list that just scans this column and extracts all the projects and then returns that list for me. We're going to do that here in the column M, but once it is done, I can hide away this column. I'm going to call this as sorted project list. And this is nothing but unique of sort, and I'm going to pick a large enough range where my projects can go. And I'm going to close all these brackets and we will get to the sorted project list. This has a problem. It has a 0 value at the end because it is also reading this blank cell and then showing that as 0. To fix this, what we are going to do is we're going to go back here and use the D11.D40. What this operator does is it automatically trims the range to the last available cell. So in this case, even though I say D11 to D40, this particular range would restrict itself to just up to e-commerce or D18. But if I type any more values, it auto expands. So once I do that, I'll have a shorter list here like that. I'll make a note of this cell. This cell is M11. That's the top left cell here. And I'm going to go into my formulas and create a name for it. So I'm going to click on define name and let's give this a name project_list, and the name should refer to M11 cell and any spill range that goes from there. So M11 hash. We'll close all of these brackets and now we will have a named range that basically gets this entire set of data. That's it. Now I can go back to this cell and go to data validation, and where it says D11 to D17, I'm going to just delete all of that and press the F3 key to open up the names list and select the project list name. Now I'll have my projects also alphabetically arranged and I can pick any project. I can see the e-commerce here. Right now my formulas are returning incorrect values because they're not referring to the full range. So I need to adjust all of this. I'm just gonna make them up to D40 as well. And we will get the values there. I'll explain these formulas in a minute, But for now, this works. Let's test this with another project. Let's add T009, and this one is iOS upgrade. Let's assign this to Sarah, and when I go here, I will see iOS upgrade as another project. How cool is this? As far as the number of tasks and members in the tasks are concerned, this is nothing but a simple COUNTIFs formula that just counts how many projects have the currently selected project in them. And for the members, it is just a text join of the filtered list of members' names. So the filter formula here basically returns all the assignees or all the people working in the projects that are currently selected. And then I'm just sorting and unique values of that, so that if any persons are assigned to multiple projects, their name will only appear once. And we're just text joining this with a comma separated list. Like I said, there are two ways of doing this. The second technique is even simpler. In this case, you don't even need to set up a range or anything. Just use Excel tables. So once you have the project list, press Ctrl T on it and create a table from it. Here I have already created the table, and if I want to add a new project, I just have to go to the very last cell and press Tab to add the new row. Before I do that, let me show you how this setup is done. So I go to the cell where I want my data validation and go to the data validation list. And for the source, we simply say equal to and select the column with my project. So you want to select it such a way that when you point your mouse pointer on it, it should change into the black colored down arrow. Click on it and it picks the entire column. Now I have got the project list coming in from a table and it auto feeds here. Let's see what happens if I add the new project. I'm gonna just name this as e-commerce, Chandoo, and there is e-commerce. And these formulas will also auto update because they are all tied to the table column. All of these are table functions, table references, so we don't need to do anything else. Let's do one more. iOS upgrade, Sarah, and we will have iOS upgrade appearing here automatically. The only limitation of this approach is it doesn't automatically sort the project names in alphabetical order. It just lists them in the order they appear in the data. But that's just a small price to pay for all of these extra steps we had to take, like, set up a spill range and catch that through a named range and all of that. Which method do you prefer? Let me know in the comments. I'll catch you again in another video. Bye.